Hello and welcome to today's pandemic update video for Tuesday, December 13th, 2022. We'll start off here with the old CDC transmission map, which shows 72.28% of the country is in high levels of transmission, 18.09% is substantial transmission, moderate is 6.55% of the country, and low is at 3.07% of the country. Taking that to the latest variant proportions. There's a lot of subvariants roaming around and lurking about. BQ 1.1 is the one that is dominant with 36.8% of the cases. BQ.1 is at 31.1%. BA.5 is at 11.5%. That is decreasing, and BA.5 is going to be under 10% relatively soon. BF.7 is at 5.7%. XBB, this is another one that we're watching closely. It's been increasing. It's now up to 4.7%. BN.1 is at 4.3%. Then you have a whole bunch more that really either are going to disappear or not be around much longer. BA 2.75, BA.2, BA.11, BA 4.6, BA 5.26, and so on. Probably won't be around much longer. BA.2 is actually the variant that came after VA.1 last year, and for some reason it increased again a few weeks ago, and it's had a little presence under 1%. What caused it to come back to that, I don't know, but we're in variant soup right now, and that's why it's just such a mix. I mean, each region is having a different amount of each variant. Eventually, we will do a full variant proportion update to show you which region has which variant at its highest level. All right, taking a look at today's cases. 32,050 cases today. 406 new deaths so far today. These numbers could increase higher. Testing. 230,000 people tested. Now the bad news. Hospitalizations are at 38,417. That's up by 1,052. ICUs are up by 153 to 4,536. Take a look at this map. There's a lot of dark blue on this map. Anywhere in dark blue, like Texas, California, Nevada, North Carolina, Tennessee, and so on, has rapidly rising cases. Slightly dark blue like Pennsylvania. Fairly quick rise in cases. Then you get down to this lighter blue shade. Yes, cases are rising, but not as fast. But they are still rising, and there are some areas where they're dropping a little bit. All right, taking a look at cases today. New York State, 4,555. Illinois, 3,314. Michigan, weekly number, 13,043 new cases. That's up 9.4%. New Jersey, 2,813 cases. Their weekly number is now up 11%. Virginia, 1,722. Wisconsin, 1,356. Maryland, 2,297. Puerto Rico, 230. Their cases now are actually down slightly. That's some good news, because they were rising at an alarming rate there for a few weeks. Arkansas, 844 cases. Connecticut, 735. West Virginia, 287. New Hampshire, 451. Delaware, 95. And Maine, 308 cases. And Maine is on the rise, up 9.1%. New York State positivity is at 5.3%. New York State hospitalizations continue to rise. They are now up to 3,556 people in the hospital. 331 people in the ICU. The ICUs are actually down ever so slightly today. Taking a look at hospital utilization from the HHS. There's some good news here, and there's some bad news here. Let's give you the good news first. The good news is, remember last week the national inpatient bed use was at 80%? That's dropped somewhat. It's now down to 77.07%. That's good news, but there's some bad news. 5.67% are being used for coronavirus, and coronavirus hospitalizations are now up to 38,756. I suspect it's going to pass 39,000 tomorrow. Taking a look at Texas. Texas positivity rate, last check, is at 14.14%. And mind you, they're probably not going to update again. I believe tomorrow will be the next time. Either tomorrow or Thursday. They switch to weekly updates. I wish the updates would become more frequent when the cases are higher around the holidays, but here we are. Today's Number of people in hospitals at 1,977. And let's take a look at the Walgreens. Walgreens positivity is now at 37%. Last week was 36.5%. That's a difference of up 0.5%. That's not good, but mind you, there's a big drop in testing. So the rush to get tested after Thanksgiving has now ended, but I suspect there's going to be another rush late through this week, especially next week. I'm assuming last year we saw a lot of people rushing to get tested before they met with each other over Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, all these holidays, New Year's. Hopefully people have the mindset to do that this year. Please, if you're going to see family or relatives, get tested first. You need to get tested first. It's very important. You could be carrying the virus and not even know that you're asymptomatic. And then give it to someone who's high risk or who has already had coronavirus, which, as we know, that is considered high risk at this point. And yeah, please get tested before visiting relatives. All right, let's take a look at a couple of these states because there's two of them that are really sticking out. First of all, look at Vermont. 43.8% positivity. That's the highest ever for Vermont. That's a difference of 9% upward. And let's come down here to Mississippi. Mississippi's coming close to a record. 39.5% positive. That's a difference of up 10.1% with increased testing. And going back to Vermont for a second, Vermont's testing is down. All right, take a look at Maine. 36.8%. That's up by 5.3%. Kansas, 38.9%. Almost near a record. That's up by 4.2%. West Virginia, 30.6%. That is up by 4.5%. But then you come out here to California. California is still up, but at 46.6%, it's only up by 0.4%. And there's a significant drop in testing in California. So that's some good news. Perhaps an early peak in California? I don't want to say peak, but leveling, because we know with Christmas coming and all the other holidays, it is going to probably accelerate again, and they'll have a second peaking sometime in January, maybe late January. January is definitely going to rise further nationwide. All right, Hawaii. Whoa, what's going on here? Current positivity rate in Hawaii is at 50% even. That is up a whopping 11.4%. The prior week was 38.6%. Mind you, there's less testing, but again, 50% positivity rate, that's not good at all. And let's end this on taking a quick look at the flu numbers, shall we? As you can see here, the majority of the country is now in at least moderate to high, in many states now at very high flu levels, with the worst being starting to be in the Ohio Valley, back across to the plains, down into Texas. Northeast is somewhat high to very high, with exceptions to Vermont and New Hampshire. New Hampshire's at minimal, which is impressive. We'll have to see how much longer that lasts. Alrighty, that's all I have for today. The latest guidance for moving forward, I can say, is we're currently probably in a leveling phase across the United States. This leveling phase of cases will probably last for about another week or so. And we may even see a drop during Christmas just because there's going to be a huge lag and a drop in testing on Christmas itself, like that week. But I can assure you, after Christmas and New Year's, kaboom, we're going back up to an even higher level. Will we get as high as last year where we did, 1.2 million cases in one day? No, probably not. There's not enough people getting tested. But could we have a couple days where it's 400 or 500,000 cases actually recorded because of all the weekly reportings? It's possible in January. Alrighty, stay safe, everyone. Hit like and subscribe button down below, and I'll see you again next time. Have a great night.